On the 12th of March, Akpabio spoke to Governor Dodo to recall me. But he told him to be impossible because the masses are with her, people are with her. But Akpabio was not satisfied. He then sent for Yaya Bello. And it was actually Senator Asukwo from Cross River that drove Yaya Bello from Hilton Hotel. I was informed of everything.
This is a show of force by Senator Natasha Duanga. She's kind of getting back at the people that want to recall her from the Senate. And now that INEC has declared that they will no longer pursue the recall process. In fact, they wrote to Akpabio informing him that they will no longer take any further action in the recall process. In the statement that they released, INEC said that they hereby notify the public that the petition for the recall of Senator Natasha Duanga, representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, which was submitted to the Commission on Monday, 24th March 2025 by representatives of the petitioners who are registered voters in the constituency, has not met the requirement of Section 69A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. The petition was signed by 208,132 out of 474,554 registered voters in the constituency. This represents 43.86% as against the constitutional requirement of at least 50% plus 1 persons registered to vote in the constituency. Consequently, no further action shall be taken on the petition. This public notice is issued pursuant to the provision of Clause 2D of the Regulations and Guidelines for the recall of a member of the National Assembly, House of Assembly of a State or Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory 2024. In Nigeria, laws and words mean nothing, especially when people pulling the strings behind the scenes are involved in any matter. They can turn it anywhere they want, any side they want, without giving a damn about which law is broken or not. The INEC Nigerians are supposed to trust today, we all know the role they played in 2023 presidential election. They reneged on all their promises. All the things they said before the presidential election, they walked back on all of them. In fact, till today, many Nigerians continue to lay curses on them because they believe that INEC officials are responsible for the suffering, the massive hardship Nigerians endure today, only if they did the right thing. Maybe the people in power today wouldn't even be there. Anyway, going by the statement released by INEC, it's written in plain English. By using the word, no further action will be taken on this recall process. It simply means that the people who want to recall Senator Natasha Duanga from the Senate will have to start all over again. This particular petition they submitted to INEC that INEC has rejected, they cannot come back and say, okay, we've now met the threshold. No. That they've now been able to collect signatures of the remaining 28,000 registered voters in the senatorial district to make up for the shortfall. No, they have to start all over again because this particular one is dead on arrival, just like INEC said. Remember, INEC rejected this petition a few hours it was submitted to them, saying that it didn't meet constitutional requirements. But despite that, they still informed Senator Natasha Duanga of the recall process, for which she replied that they are biased in the whole process. Now, INEC went ahead to hold another meeting today. In this meeting, they decided that no further action is required. So it will be very shameful for INEC to walk back on these steps based on any excuse or any technicality to say, these people finally met the threshold, so we are now accepting the petition we rejected 2 times. No one should be surprised if INEC comes up with that in the future because it's still the same INEC, the same management, the same chairman, all of them are still in their positions. Nothing has changed. All the elections they've held after the 2023 presidential elections, Nigerians saw how the elections were conducted, especially the one in Kogi State. In this same Kogi State, INEC officials came to conduct governorship election with pre-filled result sheets. Yes, it happened. So it won't be a surprise if they make a 180-degree turn telling Nigerians, the petitioners have now met the constitutional requirements. They've gotten the remaining signatures, so we will now resume the recall process. They did it before in 2023. They can do it again without consequence. Now, there's one important thing to note in the statement INEC released, where they mentioned guidelines that they use to conduct the recall process. Remember, in 2023 presidential election, INEC made guidelines for the election. In fact, they used these guidelines to train their ad hoc staff about how to upload results, the priority of results they should use in collation, many issues. But eventually, when the election litigation went to court, the judges said that the guidelines are not binding, that there is nowhere in the electoral law or the 1999 constitution where it says that INEC must upload results. This is despite the fact that these guidelines are derived from the laws. Yes, in the electoral law of 2022, it mandated INEC to conduct the election the way they want. So based on that power they got from the electoral law, they made the guidelines that will be used in the conduct of the election. So once they have made the guidelines, it becomes binding on them that they must follow the guidelines that they made. Yes, they derive the power to make that guideline from the law. So it must bind them. They cannot, after making the guidelines, and say, no, we are not following the guidelines any longer. No, it shouldn't work. It's just like changing the rule of the game in the middle of the game. All players in the game, they knew the rules before they went into the game. They knew what not to do and what to do. So if you change the rules of the game in the middle of the game, that means you're no longer impartial. Just like all the contestants in the presidential election of 2023, they knew what INEC said before they went into the election. In fact, some even campaigned, telling their supporters, hey, don't bother, just come out and vote. Results will be uploaded. No cheating, no rigging. At the end of the day, INEC said something, a glitch, prevented them from uploading a particular result of the election, the presidential alone. They weren't even arguing that it's not binding to upload the results. They were just making a case that a glitch stopped them from uploading it. Now the courts took it further. They started making a case on behalf of INEC, something they didn't argue for. Can you imagine? They started saying that it is not binding on INEC to upload results. They started quoting laws for them. INEC didn't make the case. Remember, they were just saying something preventing them, and the justices said, no, you don't even need to upload in the first place, so don't bother. So these are the issues. INEC has the chance to redeem itself, not just in this recall process of Senator Natasha. They need to redeem themselves going forward in future elections. INEC officials and other corrupt people in governance in Nigeria must understand one thing. There is no rich man in a poor country. Look at what happened in Lagos yesterday. People were stuck in traffic for hours. People went to work in the morning and arrived in the evening. Some were going home around the afternoon. They reached their homes early in the morning around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So even if you're a dollar billionaire and you are approaching VI from Lekki with your long motorcade, sirens everywhere, you will be stuck in that traffic. Your only savior will be a helicopter. Yes. So whether you're an INEC official, you take money from politicians to do their bidding, whether you're a policeman, you take bribes to stand your ground and protect folks when they are carrying ballot boxes in a polling unit, whatever you do, whatever bribe you take from anyone to do their bidding, you are doing yourself. At the end of the day, that money wouldn't even last you for 1 month. Yes, the way they have devalued Naira at the moment, 1 million Naira is actually very worthless. And in 2027, no one should be telling anyone to do the right thing, because whatever you do, you are doing yourself. Everyone is actually suffering together now. There is no special market where INEC officials go to shop, or policemen or army officers. No. Everyone goes to the same market to shop for groceries. We all experience the hardship. Everything happens to everyone, no matter the religion, no matter the ethnicity. All of us experience the same thing. So isn't it better that Nigerians stand their ground and do the right thing for once? Isn't it better that Nigerians think about the national interest, not selfish interest? Isn't it better that we work together for once and say, no, these people represent our common enemy. They are the ones that have impoverished us. Let's do the right thing and make sure we remove them and put the people that have our national interests at heart. Thanks for watching.